You came in like a thief, and you stole the crown. Your lies keep piling up, and we watch them weigh you down. The fair and greed that you stole, they run the whole fucking show. But we are not afraid, and we will not let go. The bigots rise, and you fan the flames. You build an empire of fear and pain. You're in an hand with the billionaire scum, selling out this country while you play dumb. Burn it all down! Tear the walls apart! We will not bow! We will not lose heart! We will put an end to the hate! We will put an end to your lies! We will stand side by side! And we will You think these cages are built for the poor and for the weak, for the families torn apart while you laugh and tweet? Look at the puppets dance to the corporate sound, but we are still here and we will stand our ground! There is blood on your hands! We have seen the truth erased! You put the prophets first! Instead of the people you've displaced. History is watching, and it won't soon forget. It may not be you this time, but you could soon be next. Burn it all down, tear the walls apart. We will not bow, we will not lose heart. We will put an end to the hate, we will put an end to your lies. We will stand side by side, and we will rise! Burn it all down! Tear it all apart! Burn it all down! Tear it all apart! Burn it all down! Tear it all apart! Lies on the screen from the deadline machine! Burn it all down! They killed the American dream! Go blame an escalator, a tower built on decay. Smiling like a tyrant while the world fades away. Fear and hate is the name of your game. Divide the people and shift all the blame. The truth is dead, you sold them for fame. History won't forget your name. Fake empire, built on greed. Fascist clown, watch it bleed! Break the chains! Fight the fire! Dethrone the king! Take it higher! Broke into cases, you've got blood on your hands! Worship the dollar while you ignore our demands! We storm the gates! Our rage is fueled by your lies! We will sit back and watch as your empire crumbles and dies! Fear and hate is the name of your game! Divide the people and shift all the blame! The truth is dead, you sold it for fame! History won't forget! Nay, nay! Fake empire! Built on greed! Fascist clown! Watch it bleed! Break the chains! Fight the fire! Dethrone the king! Take it higher! You build walls! We break them down! You spread lies! We burn this town! You breathe fear! We fight back. Hardcore, counterattack. Fake empire going down. No more kings for the crown. Justice call. Hear the sound. Rise up now and stand your ground. All out. Promises right. Promises right. On a gilded stage, dividing the people, fueling the rage. Walls built high, but compassion's low. Truth buried deep beneath the show. No more lies, no more deceit. We will bow down, we will retreat. Voices loud, we stand as one. The fight's not over, it's just begun. It's just begun. Families torn at the borderline. Justice denied, time after time. Prophet's soul on the planet burns. When will we learn? When will we learn? No more lies, no more deceit. We will bow down, we will retreat. Voices loud, we stand as one. The fight's not over, it's just begun. It's just begun. It's just begun. Resist the power and break the chain. Rise above all this hate and this pain. Together we're strong, we won't divide. In our unity we will find our pride. The fight's not over, it's just begun. 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 The fight's not over. Whispers turn to battle cries. The truth is dead, been fed to lies. They sell us lies in the name of peace. What justice rots beneath the leash. They write the laws just to serve the few. We bleed beneath the red, white, and blue. But freedom's fire still burns inside, where truth and treason often collide. So raise your voice and raise your fist. We are the storm that they can't dismiss. No more kings and no more crowns. We are the ones who will burn it down. The tree of liberty must feed on the patriots who dare to bleed. The tyrants tremble when freedom rings. We are the roots and we will bring the thunder rolling through the land. With fire in our hearts and blood on our hands. No peace without the will to fight. No dawn without It's a joke in the courts of line, and American justice lags a decade behind. So strike the drum and light the flame. Each beating soul will rise again. The people's wrath is a sacred flood. The soil drains deep the martyr's blood. So raise your voice and raise your fist. We are the storm that they can't dismiss. No more kings and no more crowns. We are the ones who will burn it down. The tree of liberty must feed on the patriots who dare to bleed. The tyrants tremble when freedom rings. We are the roots and we will bring the thunder rolling through the land. With fire in our hearts and blood on our hands. Not for glory, not for gold, but for the stories that were never told. For every voice that they tried to drown, we will plant the flag and hold our ground. So raise your voice and raise your fist. We are the storm that they can't resist. No more kings and no more crowns. We are the ones who will burn it down. The tree of liberty must grow with the blood that only the brave know. And if we should fall, then we fall as one beneath the rising blood-red sun. The tyrants will fall and the people will rise, because freedom never truly dies. Towers in the sky, hoarding wealth while the workers die. Billionaires with blood-stained hands, trampling lives to expand their brand. They say they earned it, they say it's fair, but they only take while we despair. Their pockets are fat and their hearts are cold. Working ourselves to death makes them more bold. But now the time has come for the people to rise up. We will never bow, we will never kneel. We see our lives and we know the deal. You hoard the wealth, you crush the poor. We're coming for you, you capitalist whore. This land is your land, this land is my land. We will fight side by side and hand in hand. The system is rigged, it's all just a game. The rich pull the strings, the poor take the blame. Wealth hoarders live in mansions, the people live in shame. The billionaires don't care, they cash in on our pay. Luxury is a cage that's been built on the backs of the common workers that they keep under attack. But we the people, we've had it rough. Their empire is fragile, we've had enough. And now the time has come for the people to rise up. We will never bow, we will never kneel. We see our lives, and we know the deal. You hoard the wealth, you crush the poor. We're coming for you, you all in God's whore. This land is your land, this land is my land. We will fight side by side and hand in hand. No more silence, no more living in fear, no more being divided, no more broken man's tears. Don't try to keep us down. You are not our king. In every city and every town, let motherfucking freedom ring. Because the time has come for the people to rise up. We will never bow, we will never kneel. We see your lie and we know the deal. You hoard your wealth, you crush the poor. We're coming for you, you capitalist whore. This land is your land, this land is my land. We will fight side by side and hand in hand. It's better to die standing on your feet than living a lie down on your knees. It's better to die standing on your feet than living a lie down on your knees. We signed up to fight for freedom, not to be the boots on the necks of Americans. You used us, you lied to us, and now we're coming to square the account. Get fucked and die mad about it! Admit 10 360, bitch! We wear the scars, we bear the pain. We watched our friends die in blood and blade. You said that we fought for liberty, but we came home to fight hypocrisy. You turned a rifle around our peace. You crushed dissent, you unleashed police. You sent us in just to guard your throne. You turned the streets into a combat zone. No one wants to know. Not in this fight, we are alive. Whether it's day or night, no one wants to know. This ain't no game. There is only one true, we are the same. You armored up and sent the troops to beat down kids and protest groups, to guard the banks, protect the suits, so that they can't keep us under their boots. You wave the flag like it's a threat, but we remember every single bet that you left to run, alone and discarded, while CEOs got golden parachute parties. Anyone walks alone, not in this fight, we are the line. Whether it's day or night, no one walks alone. This ain't no game. There is only one true, we are the same. To every citizen still asleep, wake the fuck up! To my fellow veterans, remember your oath! Our freedom is dying right beneath our eyes! The people in charge tell us nothing but lies. The common people starve while billionaires see, and we're the ones tossed out in the street. Let's eat the rich, let's make them pay their share. Pay their taxes is a burden they can bear. Make billionaires right again! Not in this fight, we are the line. Whether it's day or night, no one walks alone. This ain't no game. There is only one truth. We are the same. No one walks alone. Not in this fight, we are the line. Whether it's day or night, no one walks alone. This ain't no game. There is only one truth. We are the same. No one walks alone. I got something for you. Hang on to your asses. Towers, velvet ropes, behind the mask, a vulture chokes, power suits and dirty hands, wag the dog in desert sands, victims screaming into voids while kings play gods with broken toys, airbrush lies on every screen. What the hell does justice mean? Lock room, VIP, predator in a crowd walking free, blood on the floor, hurt you've been changed. How many more gotta scream in vain? You built your throne on broken laws. Now you're scared, you know what you saw. Silence bought with piles of cash. Erase the files, burn the trash. Martial law for damage control. Draft the bar to hide your soul. Wanna light the world on fire just to dodge the electric wire. History is a loaded gun. Tick, 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 you better run. Lock room, VIP, predator in a crowd walking free. Blood on the floor, hurt you in chains. How many more gonna scream in vain? Your kingdom shakes with every name. You'll kill us all to dodge the brain. this ain't conspiracy, it's confession. Hidden in plain sight, full suppression. You laugh while the system bleeds, but the streets remember what you need. Truth, there's a crime. You just spare the time when the lights come by and your ass is mine. Locked room, VIP. No more secrets, no more gates. Dragged across your marble floor. Truth is kicking down your door. I said I'm young and believe the vow. Stars and stripes, I wear them now. Trained to fight and trained to lead. Wore the flag like it was all I need. I went to war, that was my goal. Buried brothers filling bullet holes. Did what I had to cause that was the cost. I came home proud but broken and lost. The other party used me and threw me away. Now I see through the games they play. They wrapped their lives in red, white, blue, but the blood on my hands was never for you. It was never for you. They said freedom, they said truth, but fed me hate since I was a youth. Republican dreams, conservative pride, just uniforms for the greed they hide. Where were they when the V8 failed? When my friends came home and we all derailed? Where were they when we screamed in pain? Too busy chasing power and gain. All the party used me and threw me away. Now I see through the games they play. You bring support, you wave your flags while you turn your backs on body bags. Don't turn your back on the fallen. You say that I betrayed you. I bled for this country. What did you ever do? You cheered for war. Then you ran from the wounded. I see who the traitors really are now! I gave my all, you gave me lies. Soldiers die while your empire thrives. Call me woke, call me lost. You never paid the fucking cost. And the party used me and threw me away. But I won't be silent one more day. I fight again, not for your pride, but for every soul you left behind. The party used me and threw me away. But I won't be silent one more day. Justice ain't red, justice ain't blue. It's the truth, and it's coming for you. Marching down the street with your MAGA flags, spitting serpent's lies while you're waving that rag, screaming freedom while you chain the weak. It makes me sick every time you speak. Beneath your cross, beyond your screen, you sold your soul for a fascist dream. Keyboard warrior that don't know pain, a cultist clown whose leader's insane. You are a king, not a constitution. You crave control, not a revolution. But you lick the boots, you're a rich man's pawn. You say you're free, but your freedom's gone. You're not with us, you're a fucking disease. You live in fear, spend life on your knees. Try to own the limbs, but you just don't regret. You fake your fate, now you choke on the dead. The party of law and order, but you storm the hill. You back the blue except when you're out to kill. You wave a gun in your neighbor's face. Fake ass patriot, you're a fucking disgrace. History watch while you took your stand. We saw what you did all across this land. American patriots don't kneel to a king. You're a fucking simp sucking that cinnamon ring. You are a king, not a constitution. You crave control, not a revolution, but you lick the boots. You're a rich man's pawn. You say you're free, but your freedom's gone. You're not with us. You're a fucking disease. You live in fear. Spend life on your knees, trying to hold the limbs, but you just don't regret. You faked your fate, now you choke on the dead. You traded your hood for a MAGA hat. The mark of the beast, you believe in that? You don't believe the words that you shout. You chant just to drown out the doubt. You were born to lose and you still started this game. The fire is coming in, we are the flame. We're gonna tear it down, bury it 6 foot deep, and we'll never forget that you're a sheep. You are a king, not a constitution. You claim control, not a revolution, but you lick the boots. You're a rich man's pawn. You say you're free, but your freedom's gone. You're not with us. You're a fucking disease. You live in fear. Spend life on your knees, trying to own the limbs, but you just don't regret. You faked your fate, now you choke on the dead. One, 2, 3, 4, 26, 47. 1, 2. He wraps himself in red, white, blue, and lies. Makes NGOs and louder basses boast. He stokes the fire with civil reason dies. And feeds the walls of mountain loyal hoes. He plays the strong and bladders for a ghost. The sirens feast and dead freedom for stealth. His throne is built on smoking shit posts. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. Lady Liberty, let truth come down. Expose the rapists who tried to drag you down. Let history brand and not with any renown. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. He scores people who bled for law and land, and praises the mob that stormed the sacred floor. A coward's grin, a scepter in his hand. He chooses chaos, shatters every door. His pledges rot the meaning nevermore. He trade the truth of treason, gain renown, and still he begs for power, blood, and war. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. The Lady Liberty, let truth come down. Expose the rapists who tried to drag you down. Let history brand him, not with any renown. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. He turns his back while tyrannies grow bold. He whispers secrets where the hawk should warn, and all for what? Some towers fake and gold. A name embalmed in scandal, loud and worn. No martyr here, just falling to be mourned. A fraud and silken jester in a gown. The gospel's house for shame we won't adorn. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. Lady Liberty, let truth come down. Expose the rapists who tried to drag you down. Let history brand and not with any renown. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. Oh, Lady Liberty, we let you down. Oh, Lady Liberty, we let you down. When truth is lost beneath a gilded name, a green parade as patriotic pride, the people's trust becomes a tarnished flame, extinguished where deception dares to strike. This man does not deserve our loyalty, because he thinks that he is royalty. America! Fuck yeah! King free! brains in 7876 so you can suck our collective dicks on float of lies built high on fear and spite. Commands with bluster rage and crude disdain. What once was all bent wrong to serve the right, and conscience cries in vain beneath the strain. This man does not deserve our loyalty, because he thinks that he is royalty. America! Fuck yeah! King brains in 7876 so you can suck our collective dicks. No kids! The motherfucker must go! No kids! Straight to jail! No kids! Oh, we can show! No kids! Him the gates of hell! He mocks the weak, the weary, and the poor! Yet calls it strength to trample those below! The soul of service, darkened at its core! What seeds he sowed, we're reaping what we sow! This man does not deserve our loyalty, because he thinks that he is royalty! America! Fuck yeah! King brains in 7076 so you can suck a collective dick, and time will move on and truth frequents its stage. No crown can outlast the people's rightful right, and time will move on and truth reclaims its stage. No crown can outlast the people's rightful rage. Baldo people!
Now it's time for the throw punch! What's up, fam of liberty? Tonight's guest is United States Marine Jonny Larsen, running for Congress in Utah District 4. So as a result, his website is called Jonny UT-4 Congress, and I have said Jonny Utah a couple of times, realizing that that's not his actual name, but there we go. Before we get into tonight's live stream, though, on the topic of Marines running for office, I'm going to very briefly talk about Graham Plattner. And I realize that this is a very touchy subject for a lot of people, myself included. A lot of people were willing to overlook problematic things about Graham Plattner because he was talking the talk that everyone wanted to hear, including me, a guy who was being endorsed by progressives like Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, etc. I get it. I wanted those things too, which is why we've had a lot of progressives and leftists who we carefully vet to be on our live stream. I've consistently said on camera things like fuck establishment Democrats and demanded that they actually fight back and that they do something about Donald Trump and his administration and get us progressive policies. I've consistently lamented that a lot of people in our social media comments bitch about how the Democratic Party is not progressive enough, how we need more progressives, and how a lot of y'all don't even bother with our live streams where we have, shocker, progressive candidates who are running for office, whether it's for primaries or general elections. So yeah, I wanted Marine Corps combat veteran Graham Plattner to be a really good, really acceptable candidate. So when the New York Times published the article from the Republican operative with the questionable, well-timed allegation, instead of simping for a candidate and accusing this alleged victim of making shit up, I said what a lot of people didn't want to hear through the Sons of Liberty social media.
Probably dead
I said, believe women, even if they are Republican women. Nobody deserves to be raped. And that is why when some of y'all make jokes about prison rape, I don't find them funny. And a lot of people are of that same mindset. But sadly, some of those same people didn't care to apply the courage of their convictions to a Republican woman. More than that, though, some of those same people called me an IPAC shill, accused me of supporting Susan Collins, who Plattner is running against, called me a tanky or a shitlib, and I'm not even really sure they understand what it is that they're saying. Anyway, I don't really care what people had to say about my stance on Plattner several months ago. I said what I said, and I stood by it. Except that in multiple videos, I've said that I'm a petty bitch. So tonight, as Plattner loses big-time support from politicians and lefty media darlings, some of whom are offering unprompted apologies, and some like Ken Klippenstein basically saying, well, I believe this woman now, but this other woman, nah. Tonight, as all that happens, I'm going to say this. If you're still supporting Graham Plattner right now, even after this, because you think the only other option is supporting Susan Collins or letting her win, then you don't belong among the people on the left. I know that we need to win elections, but sinking to the lowest of the low and empowering rapists and sexual abusers is not the way forward. Women are the backbone of the Democratic Party and the fascist resistance and my life in general, and keeping Plattner is not okay. If you're one of the people that shit all over us for taking our public stance a few months ago when the alleged hit piece came out, I think I'm not really interested in you as an ally, even if you apologize, because if your support of victims of sexual assault only extends to women when it's politically convenient, if your support only extends to people when they're willing to press charges, or even worse, only when there's a conviction, if your support of victims only extends to victims who are of the same political persuasion as you, or when the accusations are just well-timed outside of the election cycle, then you do not, in fact, you do not support victims and survivors of sexual assault, which includes me and some of my fellow Sons of Liberty admins and staff. And for the men out there, you're the reason why women choose the bear. For everyone in those camps, you can all go fuck yourselves, and I don't want or need you as an ally. I'm not speaking for anybody else on Sons of Liberty admin team. Their opinions are their own, and they might feel differently than I do. But we're not going to share a foxhole, you and I, over anything, because just like the Second Amendment is for everyone, regardless of their politics, just like every veteran, regardless of who they voted for, deserves equal care, consideration, and treatment. The same applies to every human being. Nobody deserves to be sexually assaulted, you fucking monstrous thunder cunts. Signed, a survivor of sexual assault. I have paused. Jonny Larsen, sorry for giving you that to follow. Please tell us all about yourself, because who knows Johnny Utah better than you? Well, and maybe Keanu Reeves, but I
Dude, preach it, brother. Fucking preach it. Because you ain't wrong right there at all, right? Hell no. As a Marine myself, I can't stand that shit. When all that stuff started coming out about him, I was like, my girlfriend and I, we were watching him from the beginning. We were like, oh, how do we get like that? How do we get that kind of attention? And then, dude, he is a blue falcon. Like, I've seen that shit that he comes out that he said about his own junior Marines. I mean, the tattoo alone should have been the fucking kicker right there. You know, our Nazis are not better than their Nazis. That is not something that can ever be the fucking case. Like, why are we making that kind of the zero-sum game needs to stop, you know?
I didn't believe him on the tattoo, but I was willing to let it go. And if he had come out and said, yeah, and he did, he came out and said, I didn't know what it was, or if he got it covered up and said, I made a stupid mistake, I was willing to overlook that, because people can be white supremacists or whatever and then completely change their tune, and they're welcome in the fight, provided that they can demonstrate or have demonstrated and apologized and, demonstrate that they've changed, that they're not that racist piece of shit.
Totally agree with that. It should not happen during a campaign.
Yeah.
Right. And an apology, a real apology.
Yeah.
Actions speak louder than words. Right, brother? We all know this from serving. And your apology. Oh, yeah, no, go ahead.
There's no way that dude didn't watch fucking Band of Brothers and didn't see that shit. Be like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, being in the Marines, like I was in the infantry. I know this breed. There's no way. This is a total utter fucking lie. So, a little bit about myself. I know I promised a story. I'm gonna tell you a little bit of the background first, though. Right? All right.
Okay.
So I served between 2000 and 04. I was in DC when the Pentagon was attacked. I witnessed it from my barracks. I was part of the first 9/11 Honor Guard after we cleared the rubble in New York City. I then deployed with 3rd Battalion, 4th Marines. We tore down Saddam's statue, and I returned back again in 04 and fought a battle called the Battle of Fusaybah, which was a precursor to the first whole Fallujah conflict. I'm actually extremely lucky to be here. I have a lot of brothers who made it home and are no longer alive, as well as the brothers that I knew. We lost our company commander, 4 men from weapons platoon during that Battle of Fusaybah, and that's where it starts for me, is because right now our veteran care has been under attack the whole entire last year, where they have fired thousands of physicians, schedulers, and registered nurses. They've come after our benefits twice now. The first time was over, if you're feeling a little bit better over that medication, we're going to reduce your rate. Like, the hell you are. And then the second time now has been with the recent bill where they tried throwing in all the good bills in one major bill, but then removing tinnitus and sleep apnea, 2 of the most common things that every single veteran has, especially a combat vet, from their disability. So that if you had a veteran, I always look at like our Vietnam vets, if they're just barely on 100, right? They're not sitting with the extra percentage to cover them, and then they get docked 10 and go from 100 to 90 because tinnitus is now no longer supported. That's that's more than half their income. And many of them are already relying on SNAP to just survive, and anything else.
Nuts.
I mean, it is insane. And we got rid of VA home loan protections last year.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, Trump. Appreciate it. And all these Republicans in Congress right now, they can't claim that they support veterans anymore. Absolutely not. The thing that I tell everyone right now, I tell them that full story, right? And you can imagine the obligatory, thank you for your service. And I'm glad that they're able to recognize that. I really am. I'm thankful that they are not saying anything. But when I get that, I go, you know how you can really thank a veteran? You vote for one.
Hopefully.
Yeah, vote for one. And I mean, not all of us are worthy of being voted for, but I can tell you something. I ain't got a pass like that, like Plattner. And like you, brother, Tim, I also have a history of sexual assault. Sucks. Just before joining the Marine Corps, and I'm real lucky. It was soft. But when we live in a country where, what is that? I think it's every 1 out of 2 women now, I think is what it is, have experienced sexual assault, and 1 out of 5 have been raped. That's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And it's intolerable. And we're going to put somebody in Congress over that? No, absolutely not. Absolute full stop. Nope. Can't support that. So My second tour, though, here's the story. This is where Johnny Utah came from. Here's where it came from. Second tour, I'm sure you guys did the same thing. You'd like make your boots. They'd like sing. They would do some stupid shit for us. They'd perform for us when we were doing downtime. They all started calling me Johnny Utah at one point because when you're from Utah, you get asked two questions: are you Mormon? And how many wives do you have? Okay, so and that was early on, right? It's like early 2000s, so that movie was actually still kind of new. We're showing our age here, guys. But yeah, no, they just started calling me Johnny Utah, and it stuck. So when I first ran, I wasn't in the 4th congressional district. We had our old maps. This last November, we got new maps, so they redraw. Our legislature, man, they really fought against this, and they had the opportunity to really not screw themselves. And fortunately for us, they decided against their own best interest and continued to fight it, which brought it to another court. And then the court ended up picking one of the 3 maps, and that happened to be the defendant's map, which gave us a solid district here in Salt Lake City. And then my district that I was running in before, which was the old CD2 district, now is mostly encompassed in the new 4th congressional district. So we decided to keep me in there because Peter's district happens to be the heaviest populated where veterans are. It's where Hill Air Force Base is. Mine is the next, though.
So for those of us who are not familiar with Utah, maybe you could tell us a little bit about what is encompassed within the 4th district, because we heard about Peter's district in his area last time. If people have a little idea of what we're talking about.
The 4th congressional district, when it comes to that, our National Guard base is there, Camp Williams. And then we also have 3 bases in Tooele County. We have the Army Depot and Dugway training grounds. And so all of that comes along with like military families, your supporters, and all of those veterans. We have, we have 4, maybe you could consider Tooele, I guess, still rural counties. So there is Millard, there's Juab, Sevier, St. Pete, and Tooele County. A lot of veterans, when they have been out, they just want to be away from the city. So the majority of them live down south in those places. The 2 split counties that I have are South Salt Lake, and then I have 51% of land mass of Utah County, which I have the northern western half of Utah County. So if you look on a map and you go Orem and then south of Orem, I don't have that. Those are the areas that I do not have. But I have the full counties of the other places. And right now, Eureka, I don't know if you've heard about it. We have the iron fire that's been going on, which has been massively devastating. Thankfully, the cherry fire that merged with the iron fire, they were able to contain it, which was amazing. They did lose some structures towards the end of that containment, but other than that, everything else was saved and people were able to go back home fairly soon. There has been the wild goose fire, which is now down in Millard, which I don't think has been, last I looked, is not. They're still trying to contain it. It's I believe that there was an evacuation order for certain parts of that. And then in the 3rd congressional district, not mine, has been the Cottonwood fire, which has been massive. Last I looked, it was nearing 100,000 acres of land that had been burned. And so, our governor, he canceled fireworks, rightfully so. He banned them. And we still had idiots shooting them off. It's my civil rights. Like you can look up a story from some dude in Midvale, which is just north, right outside of my district. It's my civil right. It's like, no, dude, you just put people in danger. You were in the no firework zone. What are you thinking? Do you only think about yourself? I mean, It's garbage. Like, why do that right now? We had fires in my district in Utah County because people were out target shooting, and it created a brush fire.
God.
They actually they're pretty sure that the iron fire was human started.
It feels like the Republican way, though, to be so like self-involved and have absolutely no accountability, no responsibility for anything.
Nothing matters for my satisfaction, and fuck you if it inconveniences you or harms you.
Facts.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
This is their motto. It truly is.
I feel like that's why women don't want to sleep with Republicans, and that's why like there's so many incels.
It's true. That's true.
Not wrong.
Like I would see like just really attractive women on like dating apps or whatever, and it'd be like conservative, proud of my country, my president, Donald Trump, and I'm like, nope. Not even gonna fuck you on your birthday. Sorry.
Good luck getting laid.
Oh yeah, you know, I don't even know what to touch with that.
Very
It's
reasonable.
probably better
Very
to watch
reasonable.
your step around us because you're in Utah and we talk a lot of shit around here. You know.
We do.
Very true.
Hey, I'm a little different here. Like, there's Utah nice is a thing, you know, and I grew up kind of on the west side, on the poorer end, and it's nothing near that I know that you can see anywhere else. Okay, you will come if you ever came here and you talk to some people, they'd be like, "Oh, he lives in the ghetto. Like, you got to be careful. Like, people are gonna shoot you down there." I'm like, no, man. Like this, you have no idea. Let me show you something in Maryland. All right, let's go to Maryland. I'll show you Good Street, Bad Street, or something, right? Like, I don't get, but people just north of Salt Lake and south of Salt Lake truly will not visit Salt Lake because they think it's crime-ridden, unfortunately, and it's just this weird perception that they have. The high school I went to West High School, notoriously thought that it was gang-ridden and people carried guns all the time. So when I was a stupid kid and I sloughed school to go to my friend's school, because that was a thing, you would get asked, "Oh, do you carry a knife? Do you have a gun at school?" I'm like, no. What are you talking about? And there was a shooting up by the Smiths where I live in the 90s. It was gang related. That was like one of the only shootings that happened in like decades. Yet it prevailed as a story, as if that was the prevailing view of my area. And the area that I live in is World War II housing, actually. You know, and a lot of it's just like long-term community members. My grandma's twin brother, when he was alive, he owned a home just down the street from me. My grandma was alive. I lived less than a mile from her. So like, yeah, it's
a great way to grow up close to family.
So what was the path then that takes you from military service into public service?
Yeah. You know, I got out of the Marines not ever thinking I would ever serve or run for an office, because like you two, I felt that I did my duty for my country, you know, that this was up to other people, probably more well-suited than, at least at the time, that I thought was doing it. I got out, I did IT work for over a decade. I ended up using my GI Bill for a math and physics degree, even though I'm a crayon eater. And
we weren't going to say it.
We were thinking pretty loudly now.
Very cool.
Excellent. You got to keep them
yeah.
fat.
My girlfriend, she made them for me. She's absolutely wonderful.
Oh, we love her.
But so to answer your question, though, Mattis wrote a letter. Jim's Mattis, General Mattis, Mad Dog Mattis, however you know him. He wrote a letter during his Trump's first term, and I took that to heart. He warned everyone about what this dirtbag is, what he's like, and what we should be prepared for. And after Jan 1st, which I can't even, or January 2nd, I can't even tell you how much that aggravated me and how helpless I felt. Having been stationed in DC, the Marines, we only pull infantry to serve in DC. It's by tradition. And so our secondary mission, aside from honors, is to protect the Capitol. So we actually do riot control training all the time in case if it's ever a Jan 6 issue. And I just didn't think that after that event, we'd ever see him get reelected. And the moment he was this close, and I'm telling you, this close, I almost joined the Ukraine Legion because I saw the interference from the Russian government right in the White House at that point, as well as their interference in everything social media related, right? I felt that I have a certain special skills that I absolutely was ready to go and make sure that these Russians needed to stop. Around March, though, I sat back and I was like, I don't think risking my life like that is the best use of my talent. I started thinking about how many veterans there are in Utah and how big that population is and where it is. And again, that old 2nd Congressional District was really on par with having the same amount of veterans as the district up north. And so I felt that instead of going and being in more combat, because I was very lucky to make it out in my second tour, that I should just run for office. And so I scared the shit out of my party. I came out of nowhere. I didn't ask for permission. And I started attending the conventions, and they're like, who the hell is this guy? And just going at it hard. I've made a lot of good connections with people who've helped out candidates in the past. So like my main advisor, he's the one who helped Ben McAdams during his first run in 2018. And since then, I've had a lot of support from the party. Many of our delegates love the crap out of me. I'm just going to be honest. And I can't tell you how much support they have given me over the last year. It's very humbling, to have that kind of support for being nobody out of nowhere. But when you show up and you do all of the things without having to be told, they're like, oh, wow, this is what determination is like. You know what I mean? And I just continued to put that effort forward every bit of every day. I do not stop this because I don't have a job. I have been living off my VA compensation pay. This is my job. And because I love my country this much, it means to me that much that I'm putting every effort that I can to running and doing everything that I can to meet everybody that I can in the best way that I can, just to make sure that this happens. Because what's the biggest thing that Marines don't do? You don't lose. I won my convention with 95% of the vote, and I plan on winning this election. I will.
It's pretty impressive.
And then the way how you do that is you convince the voters and you talk to them and you go to the right events. You don't do the glamour stuff.
Talk to weirdos on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was all going smooth until tonight.
Our biggest hurdle, man, I'll be honest with you. It's been the fundraising. And I think everyone here, you guys, whole audience will agree. Money in politics is awful and it is destroyed. There's been the biggest thing. Now, everything is multifaceted, right? It's not just one thing. It's never black and white, but it's destroyed this, right? The Constitution is set so that anyone can run, right? And you can't, because money has played such a big part of it. And it's been our hardest thing to do is fundraise. Because I don't think that as candidate or even as somebody like an incumbent should be spending time on the phone making calls for donations. I think that's the worst thing that you want a politician doing. You want them doing constituent services and like actually being involved in their committees and ensuring that they have the right bills and the legislation and the meetings that they should be going to, right? That there are good lobbyist groups. For example, labor is one of them, right? My biggest targets so far have been labor and our rural counties because they have felt left out, right? We know what that's like as veterans to get cast aside and only used when it's good for a photo opportunity, you know? And so labor is no different. And the synergetic like relationship that veterans have to working families is immense. We don't get our health care, we don't get our benefits without working families. So working families absolutely deserve somebody who is going to work just as hard for them for the things that I get because of them.
For sure.
So then what would you say, and we love to ask this of all the candidates that come on, what would you say not necessarily, it's just how it is tonight. What would you say are your three top issues, that your three main focuses then on how you're going to help your community through Congress?
Absolutely. I actually gathered all of the candidates in my congressional district to get on the same page. One of the biggest things that we see in the Democratic Party is like everyone's messaging something different or not on the same page. It doesn't look like we're working as a team. As veterans, we know what we need to do for that. So I try to get everyone on the same page on these general topics. Affordability. It's the number one issue, number one kitchen table issue right now. It's hitting everyone, right? Whether it's because of the war, making gas prices come up, or eventually later because we didn't get fertilizer over here and our food prices are going to go up. I mean, as well as our farmers and ranchers not having enough bodies to be able to do the things that they need to do. But healthcare, right? Healthcare is a massive one. I have volunteers who literally pay something that I made as a salary a year for each of them, $35,000 a year for each of them to have healthcare insurance.
Yeah.
That is garbage.
Yeah.
So affordability, big one. Into that extends again, working families. Democratic Party used to be the party known for labor. And, whether it came from ensuring that we got rid of child labor or that we made the workplace safe, we have, as a party for decades, ensured that at least we used to. That was our number one focus. So I have remade that my priority, working families. And then the last one, it's the big one, accountability for all that corruption in Congress, right? And the best, I said this at convention, I said when the military wants to get the mission complete, what do? Send in the Marines. So it's about time you send this Marine to Congress.
I like it.
You put your bottom dollar. This Marine ain't taking shit. And I'm going to bring Secretary Collins in my room. We're going to have a little talk. Because as a chaplain, I can't believe what he has been doing. I don't know what the hell he is thinking right now. I have never seen another chaplain ever disregard the life of veterans as much as this chaplain has. It is absolutely disgusting.
Hello. Yeah.
So, Marge?
What's going on? I'm here for the accountability. I heard something about, and then I heard somebody say crayon eaters are the ones that come in and fix the. I just wanted to make sure that we were here to dispel all rumors of such talk of crayon eaters being the only ones that come in to finish the job. But
yeah, where the fuck is Jamie right now?
I love crayons. So.
Jamie is intoxicated.
But I'm here for the accountability. How are you, sir? My name is Joe Sargent. Doug, it's good to meet you. Sorry I'm late, everybody, but I'm just enjoying the conversation.
Well, it's good to meet you, Doug. I'm Johnny.
Nice to meet you.
I know you know that. Clearly.
Give me a little cheat sheet here. Just
hey, there we go. Nice.
There it is.
So the problem is if I insert the pinned Chiron, the name tags go away.
Oh.
So
one or the other.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
I don't know why it doesn't let me do both, but it is what it is. So
it is.
I'll leave it off for a little while. I'll turn it back on periodically.
It's always good.
So I would love to hear your guys' service. Like when Tim, Matt, and Doug, when you guys served. Jen, did you serve or?
No, I'm married to one.
Oh, okay.
Are you guys? Sorry about that.
Why are you apologizing already?
Because I know he's the one who would like to serve you crayons because he's a jerk like that.
That's okay. You know what Army stands for, right?
Oh, God. Here we go.
Go ahead.
Ain't a real Marine yet.
ain't a real Marine yet.
I've heard them all.
I know. That's the fun thing, though, right? I was talking to a National Guard service member the other day, a first sergeant, and it's like, yeah, we get that, but it's a fun little back and forth between us, right? Like no one means it. And at the end of the day, I don't care if you're pushing paper or you're out being a bullet sponge like I was. Okay. Like it takes everyone as a team to get shit done. And the same thing has to happen when you're running for Congress or when you're serving in DC.
Well, and I love how you guys can make fun of each other, but if anybody comes after one of your military brothers,
there you go.
On.
Stand by.
There you go.
I'm ducking and I'm getting out of the way.
I have to disagree with the everyone has a mission thing. There is, I am not making this up. There is, or at least when I was in, there was, I don't know, an Air Force MOS or specialty, whatever their term for MOS or rating is. It is a gym specialist. Their job is to maintain the gym, the equipment, launder the sweat towels, etc., etc.
Their cute little air-conditioned gym.
I don't think that contributes to any mission. Can make those guys do something else. But
I disagree.
That's like a candy striper. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
I disagree. How, my friend, are you supposed to stay fit and prepared for the next challenge if you can't get into the weight room?
The same as their chow halls. On the same installation, they had civilian and good cooks, good chefs.
Oh,
fantastic civilian contractors. But their gyms, Air Force specialists.
Look, I mean, I've been in the gym in the 29 Palms. That's where I was stationed, 29 Palms.
Oh.
Don't leave it to Marines to wipe down the equipment.
Yeah.
We probably needed them to come help take care of us because we're
Yeah, y'all could have used them.
We could have used
I don't disagree that gyms need to be cleaned after sweaty bodies. I'd go to gyms and, this even like my wife will, I'll do a bench after her between benches and my sweaty butt cracks on there and then her sweaty
Lady Bits.
No.
Lady Bits.
She has a perfect body. I don't know what you're talking about. She doesn't sweat. She doesn't
She
no, she's always
It's
smelling like
fantastic.
flowers.
Oh no, we both admit it doesn't stop me from being like I'm lusting after, but you know, like when you get up off the pleather naugahyde vinyl whatever thing, and there's like a little
Pleather naugahyde
sweat thing.
But Big Sarge,
it needs to be cleaned. I get it.
But
we can
Big
clean that
Sarge,
shit up ourselves or contractors.
you guys admitted that to yourselves. Did she okay you to say that in front
On
of
the
the world
interwebs?
online is the key? Was that okayed first? Is what we need to know.
I mean, my wife's Instagram is public. Y'all can go look it up. It's I don't remember what's like Sailor Princess or some shit. She posts little gym selfies. She'll send them to me, and I'll be like, "That's good. Hell yeah, I'm a fan. I'll be in my bunk."
And you gotta tell
put
her I
that
said
shit up
hello,
on Instagram,
man.
and then like the funny thing is like thirsty dudes will get in the fucking comments. She'll post like a gym selfie with me, and I'm standing there like, oh, and they're like, "Yo, baby, what's up? What you doing tonight?" And I'll be like, "Me, bitch."
Dragul said, don't forget the medics.
You don't have the intimidating stance you used to. You don't have that intimidating look that you used to have there, so
I'm not trying to look intimidating in the gym. I look
bold.
like a
They're
fucking
bold out here.
wildebeest in the gym. I'm all sweaty and like breathing heavy, like and she's like, "Let's do a selfie," and I'm like, "Blah."
That's what filters are for, I guess now, right?
I don't even know how that shit works. Like,
Me
I'll take a
neither.
picture and she's like, "Oh God, your pictures are terrible. Let me do it." And then she just presses the button and it looks magically 1,000 times better than mine. I'm like, "What is the secret? It's the same goddamn phone." And she's like, "I don't know. You suck." And I'm like, "Okay, I accept this."
Accept their limitations.
Then she'll like add filters and shit. I'm like, can you split it in half? I don't want no filter and shit on there. I want people to look at this guy and be like, "What the fuck? How did she end up with her?"
Yes, girth is what girthy is what happens. That's what we're talking about.
What was old dirty bastard's nickname? Dirt McGirth.
Dirk McGirth.
Girth McGirth.
All
Poor
right,
Jen. She's like, you fucking turds. Like,
I'm so used to this.
no, please don't let the face fool you. You should see
like
her in the
40
damn
minutes in, and the
section.
shit is just gone downhill.
she's like,
Don't let
stand
the face
by.
fool you.
I'm like the last one at the bar. These fools have already gone back to the hotel. I'm like, pfft.
Yeah, he's like, were we talking about girth again? That's Jen.
Oh, guys.
Oh, man.
Let me ask you this, Johnny, before it gets, because I realize whenever I seem to get into the room, things go haywire, and it's not my fault this time, Matt.
That does seem to be a 1-to-1 correlation.
You know, it's not. I didn't even say nothing this time. That was all. Girth McGurk over there. Girth McDurk over there. Let me ask you a question. We had someone on here named, and I can't remember her name. Is the number one ex-Mormon, ex right wing, all of it, ex-white nationalist.
Well, which one? We've had like 4.
Well, she is probably the biggest right now. The ex-Mormon.
It means
Monty Mater. Monty Mater, Knitting Cult Lady.
Knitting Cult Lady, I have an interview with her this Thursday or Friday, actually.
Oh, that'll be a good
We
one.
said hi.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
So,
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Not the biggest, the fastest growing one right
Jenny
now.
Gage, Life Take
Jenny
2.
Gage. Yeah.
Yes.
Jenny Gage.
Okay, yeah.
Take 2.
Life Take 2. Awesome. Absolutely. But I was watching her stuff, and I've been watching because I'm trying my hardest to not be a knuckle dragging Neanderthal at all times, and just MAGA, punch MAGA. Like that is my. I'm trying to learn something and maybe have a better way of understanding so I can actually win this fight against ideas rather than noses and faces. In Utah, we know that it is the capital of the whole Mormon church. They're based there, and I know from her that it is culty, very, very culty, to use a knitting cult lady term. What is it like to or I not even what is it like? How do you relate to that that constituency? How do you relate to that gigantic portion of your constituency if you were there? And control the line between, listen, I know you guys have to believe this thing. You need a lot of cultivating. You need a lot of care, petting, whatever you need to get on board. But also, we need free healthcare. Also, we need to get the religion out of schools. Also, how do you toe that line, and how do you get that message across to them? I'd like to learn if you know how.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really great question because you're absolutely right. The majority of our population here is of the LDS faith, right? Depending on where you go, though, is depending on where that extreme lies. Okay, so, have you guys heard of the FLDS?
Yes.
Okay.
Warren Jeffs, I think.
Yeah.
No, that's.
I'm forgetting now. Yeah,
the fundamentalists.
The fundamentalists that practice polygamy still. Sherry Yards, right? That they have 10s, 20s, 30s amount of children that they assign children, like, you're doing dishes all day, you're doing laundry all day, you are mowing all of the lawns, right? They are literally, unfortunately, slaves.
Mm-hmm. I treated my wife's vagina like a clown car, and now I need a new wife to treat her.
Utahns in the area can't even drive in those areas and be safe. They know who belongs and who doesn't. And the moment you step into that area is the moment that it's like they will follow you around with guns, actually, and chase you out. It's very Sunset Town-like. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But that is a very small part of our population. Okay, kind of similar to MAGA, where it's very loud. They're a small group. Okay, they don't speak for everyone, and they definitely don't speak for all Republicans.
Yeah.
The LDS members that I know that are in my district, we'll take Utah County, for example. They are moving left. And I have data to back this up from a unique university, BYU.
Okay.
So, yeah. In fact, Utah County is the #1 county that is not only the fastest growing, but the fastest left moving county in Utah.
I actually read that earlier today.
Yeah.
Wow. Why though? Like the F in full this is what is fundamental.
So the fundamental group, forget about them. I was just kind of mentioning them just to kind of make sure that they were thought about, but they're very small. They don't have like.
But they're not moving left.
They're not. No. Utah County. Yeah. I'm sorry. I probably framed it a little wrong. Yeah, they're really small. They're a small group of people. Utah County, everywhere else, it's just LDS. Okay. But in Utah County specifically, it's moving more left because more of young people are coming there. It is referred to as the Silicon Slopes. Really? Because a ton of tech companies are coming here. Now, we do have a lot of data centers that are on our grid. Okay. But we have data centers. Adobe is out here. Adobe is in my district. But it's tech. So it's these educated young people that are coming in, right? Also,
you have something about a pipeline in your area? What was that about?
Yes. So we have I know you all heard about the old Box Elder data center, right? The one with Kevin O'Leary and the 9 gigawatt planned power plant that was going to come along with it, and the supposed 40,000 acres of land that they were going to put it all on.
Yeah.
I'm going to top it because mine in the district that I'm in got overseen. It's started by Jewel Capital. All right. And it's only on 4,000 acres right now, but it's a planned 12 gigawatt power supply or power plant. 12 gigawatts. And I went to the county commission meeting about this in Millard. And I pled with the commissioners there. I was like, look, have you seen the one that's in oh God, where is it? It's Mississippi. Shoot. I want to say Somerville, but that's not right. South Haven. It's the one where Elon built the XAI data center. I think it started off with like 18 turbines and now has 48. Those residents are in a rural county, and all they hear is because of the jet turbine engines going off all the damn time, right?
Yeah.
Like, you talk to rural folk, they love the quiet, right? The peace. They live there because they didn't want to be in a noisy city. Mm-hmm. And then when I brought that up, right, because water is the most major concern here in Utah. We have the Great Salt Lake that's drying the hell up, and they're doing nothing about it.
Yeah.
The LDS Church, unfortunately, owns tons of water rights that could help to go to reef, but they're not. Okay. And then on top of that, we're doing dumb shit where we're giving water to the things that we don't need. They're trying to sell our public lands to build more homes. We already have development land for that the state owns, right? We don't need to sell our public lands for that. The purpose to sell our public lands is so that they can mine the uranium and other minerals that they know exist in these public lands. But if you know anything about public lands, one of the big benefits that these rural counties get from it, and again, Republicans have worked to defund this, is called PILT. It's pay in lieu of taxes. PILT comes from the amount of acres you have of public land in your county. And these counties use that to build their roads, their county buildings, their schools, a ton of things to help fund everything. Otherwise, they'd have to tax the shit out of all of their residents in the county. And you know, that's a price per acre, and it varies depending on what is there on certain things. And these rural counties that are in my congressional district also use them for public grazing, right? You'll probably pay like $2 an acre to have your cattle graze on it. Whereas if you had to pay a private person to allow your cattle to graze, it could be $14 an acre, right? So massively more expensive. I don't know how anyone sees that this is Republicans sticking up for our rural county residents and our ranchers and farmers, right? I did an interview with a radio station out in Sevier County, and I talked about this. And when Mike Kennedy came on, he's the incumbent from the Republican Party that I'm running against. Right. He said he would sell 10s or 20s of acres of public land to help build homes. Well, first off, there's two problems there. He doesn't realize that we don't have the water for homes. There are counties that I've talked to, especially before the whole map change, like in Kane County, they're afraid that their wells are going to dry up, right? We don't have the water anywhere in our state to afford new residents coming in, yet they continue to build and build and build, right? 80% of our water annually goes to agriculture, and that is alfalfa. And alfalfa, the majority of it is exported to China. It accounts for 0.2% of our GDP. And I want to support our farmers and our ranchers. Yeah. Right? We have weird laws here that a legislature, somebody like local candidates who are running for House and Senate in our legislature would have to take care take care of this. But we have use it or lose it laws for water. So if they're allocated water, if they don't use it, they lose it.
Well,
Okay. So it doesn't incentivize conservation, which is what they need to have.
Right.
And they top water. So I've floated the idea. I can't make promises. This would be the most irresponsible thing any candidate could do, right? But if I'm in the right committee, I want to bail out our farmers and make sure that they get the needs to do underground watering or drip irrigation or something better than top watering, which most of it just re-evaporates back into the atmosphere, right? It's not beneficial. And in certain cases, depending on what that soil type is, they can conserve 30 to 70% of the water, right? I've also have made connections when it comes to data centers, because that was what we were talking about originally, the methane that gets used, because the pipeline that was approved in the Joule Capital data center is a 24-inch natural gas pipeline. So during that process, that expelled methane can actually, there's a process that allows them to take out the water from it. And the guy that I spoke to estimated that based on the initial power requirements, which is a 4 gigawatt power plant, our entire state annually uses 4 gigawatts, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and that's what Box Elder was going to be too, starting off as a 4 gigawatt power plant. So from a 4 gigawatt power plant, the natural gas going into that, they can, before it's exhausted out and however they were originally going to deal with it, they could put this little device in, right? Let's just try and make it simple. And it would take out all the water from it, and annually would make about 700,000 acre feet of water, right? From the water that is attached to the methane molecule from the, coming out of that, from the exhaust. That's what we need to refill the Great Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Annually. Yeah. And we could do that in 10 years, if I remember right. 10 years.
Yeah. And
if we had 2 of those plants with this setup, then that's 5 years. Shit, if we still go back to 10 years, because that, it's who knows how long these data centers would actually be running, we'd be better off if they just at least employ that. But getting them to do something like that, that'd be like an act of God. Yet when I was in that commissioner meeting, they told me about Joule Capital. They're people, and they have rights too. They have constitutional rights. Yeah. Yep. You can go back. That meeting is public, by the way.
Wow.
What's funny? If you watch that meeting at the beginning, you hear me, because we say the Pledge of Allegiance, and I was the loudest person in that damn room.
Love it. Let me get back to my original question about the how do you bridge that gap between the far right, the culties, and where we are trying to go and take them, dragging and screaming, and kicking.
Many people here, they are very, very, very moderate. The majority of the LDS, they are not happy with Trump. They're not happy with what happened. And there was a big thing that affected them this year. While it was undone, they were marked as non-Christian. Oh. We saw Mike Lee flip out over this. This was his find out moment, right? Of supporting this government and what they're doing and the constitutional crisis that they have put us all in. But the LDS people here are very kind. I did not grow up LDS. My grandmother, she raised me after I got a group home and foster care stuff. I lived with her and she took care of me for the most part. But my friends' moms also did as well. And the majority of them were all LDS because they're community-based. It's very community-based out here, and people care about one another. Is why I love this state so much. I mean, it has definitely changed, but in the extreme parts, the majority of people though, like, man, I'm telling you, like they love people. They are very community based. They might have their bigoted views to some extent, but like in general, they truly do care about everyone. And
Well,
and
I mean, so they're for saying that they care about people, they're good people, they're decent people. All of that is fine. I need to understand the hump of, that climate change is real. Okay, do you understand that 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 the Bible isn't the only book that your son or daughter needs to read? Do you understand that gay people and trans people deserve a decent existence, a life outside of their home, so you never have to see them and feel or say anything or think anything other than what you've thought before? What I'm saying is, I'm not trying to disparage, and I don't want to. So I'm glad I hear where you're going with it. What I'm saying is, there comes a time in solving actual problems, like what you just said, where you have to say science, freedom of religion, freedom from religion. These
yes,
types of things that we know are hard to navigate are something that you're going to have to navigate when you're there to help push to do the things that we know are correct. How do we have that? How do you plan on doing it? Is it still something that you're growing on with as far as the language to get it done?
yeah, no, you make really good points. I think first, if we recognize that we can't change anybody's hearts and minds overnight,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like the reality of expectations, and having those conversations, the difficult conversations that clearly politicians have not been having, right? And this ranges from what you just said, because you're absolutely right, brother. The only PAC to actually endorse us and also give us a check, which was only $200. No, I shouldn't say only. It was a $250 check. Is Center of Free Thought Equality, and their biggest thing, separation of church and state.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely believe that, right? It should not exist, right? We need to keep that separate. And the good thing is the LDS faith and their apostles agree with that. They want that. They have been having, since this whole mess has been going on in their Sunday school, I found out that they have been teaching their members certain things to ensure that they help separate that divide and not just being reliant on the Republican Party, especially MAGA, and siding with Trump, right? It's not telling them to not believe Trump or that they have to give that up or anything, but they are pushing the right message that I think will help that. Someone like you or I, we can't do that, right? Like, we're not in that community. We're not a leader in it, so that we would never be able to hold the same ground that their leaders do. And I am very thankful that to have found out. And I wish Peter was here. He is LDS, and he would be able to speak on this very clearly, better than I am. That they are pushing that message to make sure that we have that separation. Actually, yeah, that they are not claiming that the Constitution is the word of God. That is law, right? And I think that distinction is very important right now, because there are evangelicals who are saying that this is your God-given rights, right? Which is no, it's not. No, that is a right that we fought for, that we as a people ensured that we put in writing, right? It is not God-given. And I am very thankful that the LDS Church is actually trying to push that kind of message to their members very hard right now at every Sunday school. And these people go to church every weekend on Sunday, man. I mean, I grew up, so I'm born and raised here in Utah, and it took a long time. Sundays, everything was closed. and when I mean everything, everything.
Mm-hmm.
The grocery stores that were open, and if they sold beer, did not on Sunday. I think when I was growing up, that was illegal. I have been in the grocery store as a young adult in my mid-20s after I got out, where when we have the LDS conference going on, we had 12-pack or something. We were doing something, and it was on convention day, and we've had people tell us you shouldn't buy that, right? That has drastically changed. We no longer have 3.2 by volume in the store. It's 5.0, right? Which has helped out the companies, the major ones like Budweiser. They don't have to have those barrels brewing that lower percentage beer anymore, right? It now matches across the board. However, we have gone a little extreme. The level, it used to be the lowest, and now it's even lower. It was 0.05 is what the legal limit was. Guess what it is now? 0.03.
Hey.
So like before it was a beer, and now it's a sip of beer.
And now it's a beer an hour ago.
Yeah,
Got you. Okay, that's
so,
what's up.
But and like we have the state control all of liquor, so you can buy beer in the store, in most grocery stores, but if you want anything above 5%, or hard liquor or wine, you have to go to the state liquor store, and they're not open on Sunday.
Yeah,
and some close sooner. Yeah. And sometimes it's been wild in the past, when you're going, because everyone's like getting ready for an event, if it's a big game or it's a celebration time, like you'll see lines outside the store sometimes. They've done a really good job at that.
They will lock the doors on you too. Like anybody who's in the store, you're fine. But when it's 7:00, sorry, everybody go home. And
they'll have guards. Yeah, they'll have the police
exit door, so nobody can like slip in. Like I'm getting ready to leave, and they're like, "Don't let anybody else in." Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
That's outstanding. Yep. I love it.
So I don't know if that really helps answer that, because it is a hard bridge to make, right? Like where you have the LDS faith, and many of them sided with Charlie Kirk, right? And the incident that happened. But I think that infected them. It affected those people finally, right? Like we've probably all seen and hated every single mass school shooting that has happened by some far right wing extremist white male piece, right? Mm-hmm. But this time it happened to somebody that they care about. And I think it's starting to make people wake up, right? You only see change when it affects people in a lot of cases, And I think it finally did. And it's not always going to open up everyone's hearts and minds, but I think it opened up many. It may have solidified some things for people and made things worse, but I don't think that of the many. I think a lot of us are more self-similar than we'd like to think. And it made people come not together, but just realize what's going on. But at the end of the day, I'm dead serious. So I don't talk to many Democrats. That's not, I know I have their vote.
Yeah.
I talk to the Republicans. I talk to people who are going to be the moderate vote, right? On the independents, people who are highly unaffiliated here. We have a bunch of them. And then the Republicans. Shit, you give me MAGA. You give me the veteran MAGA, I'll talk to them all day long. I ain't afraid. Look, those are the people I'll talk to.
What about the idea that talking to, number one, the reason why we lose, if we do lose, is not because we didn't get enough MAGA to choose us or enough independents to come our way. is because we didn't get enough Democrats believing and what do you call it, hyped up enough to get off the couch and vote. I believe that, and the question was going to be, what do you think about this? But I'm going to tell you what I think about this and let you respond.
Yeah.
I think that talking to them is not only a waste of time, money, energy, and all other necessities that you need in order to win. It also is a bad strategic move, because the people who you want to talk to, or you want to galvanize into voting and give something to vote for, are the people on the left who are on the couch, who think that both sides are the same, or that no one's out here for free healthcare. No one's out here for these things. We get it all the time. We say, hey, but every daggone Tuesday, come here and watch, because we're going to show you somebody who wants these things, but they're so jaded that they don't believe it exists, and all of them are the same. Wouldn't your time be better spent going to them, telling them, hey, by the way, a new party is here for you. A new candidate is here for you. You can safely get off the couch and know you're not voting for Republican light. Because I assure you, no matter how good you are to a MAGA person, and this is still just my opinion, I don't know anything, but they're always going to vote for the actual MAGA person and not for you, even though they'll listen to you and say, well, that sounds good. When they get in the voting booth and that R comes and Jesus Christ is looking at them over their shoulder, they're gonna go right back to the R, because they don't, that's what they've done, that's what their family did, and that's where they're gonna go. And I've only seen that 1,000 times in the past 47 years to think that I'm probably right about that. What do you think about that?
No, I think that's a very good point, and this is something that makes Utah very unique. So, I'm going to have to make sure I don't get too off topic here, okay?
Go ahead.
All right. We have a problem here where the Republican primaries and the Republican caucus is closed, okay? We do things a little different here. Our two parties, the two major parties, nominate their candidates, which means we have a delegate system here, okay? So at state convention, which both parties will hold on the same day, the delegates come in and they vote to nominate the candidates that they want to move forward towards the general election. Mm-hmm. If each party has their own rules about how that works. In our party, the Democratic Party, you have to get 55% of the vote or more to avoid a primary. Okay, so like we take CD1, for example. I'm sure you guys might have seen that on the news with Ben McAdams, Liban Mohammed, Nate Bluin, and Stephen Farrell. Okay. They all primaried because not one of those candidates walked away from convention with 55% of the delegate vote. Now, had they, though? All of them signed up, and they all did actually get signatures. It required them to do 7,000 signatures. Okay. Going back, though, the Republican Party. Primary, closed. Caucus, closed. You have to be a registered Republican. Many Democrats will register as a Republican so that they feel like they have a voice, because you can't vote on a Republican primary without being a registered Republican. However, a Republican, and this happened in Salt Lake County.
Don't say
we didn't have any
Don't tell me that Republicans can vote in Democratic primaries. But
we didn't have a single Republican primary that I can remember in Salt Lake County. So the Republicans were saying, you go to the county clerk, request a Democratic ballot, and vote against the competition that I don't want to win.
Holy crap.
Okay. This is why people don't feel like they have a voice here. In general, though, when I say Utah is very moderate, I mean that. It's not far leftist. It's not very far right. It is really very moderate. Now, this changes in some areas, and it can feel like there's an extreme one way or another, and that depends on who you're talking to as well. Mm-hmm. But on average, everyone here is very moderate. And it's why we have the highest, we have a really high independent or slash unaffiliated base here. And that unaffiliated base is a swing vote. In fact, with some of the data that I know that I'm aware of and that we've gotten from the professor, his name is Dr. Jake Rue. He's from BYU. He would call us a swing state. We're like a weird, hidden, unknown swing state because of that independent base. We had an interesting issue a couple of years back with Evan McMullen running against Mike Lee. Evan McMullen, unaffiliated independent, who was nominated by the Democratic Party. Again, because we're this open party, big tent party. Oh, you get to listen to this.
This is a reminder. Humans and dogs. Take your meds.
That's Alexa reminding me to take my meds.
I know, I love it.
She won't curse at me.
I love it.
He was an independent, nominated by the party. There's a bit of drama there that I won't really get into, but he pulled a lot of the unaffiliated base because of this. He also had a lot of money. And like I said before, it takes a lot of money to run in federal races, right? And so you can't just be an unaffiliated candidate without a lot of money coming in and pulling the space. Democrat will always pull from that unaffiliated base as well as their Democratic base, right? And so the reason why a lot of people are unaffiliated is because they don't want the state, and when I say the state, mostly the Republican Party, to know where they lie. There's this weird dynamic where they'll reach out to you. I don't know. It just kind of that dirty, nasty politics thing, right? And being judged and just all sorts of things. Because like I have access to the whole voter file, right? All candidates do. Everyone in our legislature does. All of these people, we have access to voter information. Not how you voted, of course, but your registration and how far that registration can go back to in some instances. And so it's just, I think it's disenfranchised those voters, many of them, to be that. So we actually don't have a lot of people who are actually registered as a Democrat here. So when I say I'm aiming for that, that's why. Because the people who are registered Democrats, in most cases, are delegates. And those delegates I have already spoken to or are very aware of me. And again, not a black and white issue. When I say I'm seeking after that other side, I don't mean I'm not going to talk to them. I definitely talk to them. I don't ignore them. I know that my time needs to be spent on that part of the population that does swing. These Republicans, they could be Democrats in disguise, right? The unaffiliated can be Democrats in disguise. And in fact, most people here do not vote straight down ballot, one party or the other. I hear often from people who are Republican, I vote for the person, not the party. And it's, again, it varies between the areas, but like in general, I think it's a real big thing here. It's what makes us so weird and unique, right? Like it just is that way. I personally want to seek a closed Democratic primary and a closed Democratic caucus. I personally feel that we need to match that energy until the legislature can ensure that we have open primaries across the board.
Yeah, that seems like a no-brainer. I mean, it seems completely unfair to not have it, to have one party closed and the other party open to ensure that they can mess up your party. Seems
we can have delegates that are registered Republicans.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
What?
Anyway,
Yeah.
you know.
So, and
All right. Well, I appreciate the answer though. I get what you're saying, what you mean.
yeah,
Get it.
I know that's a long
No,
answer
it was
for that.
necessary.
It's kind of complicated.
Yeah, because it's that complicated. So it was necessary to be long. I appreciate the answer because that makes a lot more sense to me now, knowing exactly how that is. So well worth it. Well worth the time. Well worth the time.
Good. I'm glad that answered your question.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I see Matt looking like he's trying to say something here.
Always. I was going to say that I ran and got in my local HOA to fix things, and it's a microcosm of real elections, in that there are three kinds of voters. There are those who are going to vote for you no matter what, and there are those who are going to vote against you no matter what, purely because of whatever reason. You're the right party, the wrong party, some they support, some they don't support. These are people who are not persuadable, and that a sensible person running for office has to focus on the third group, the people who haven't made up their mind already before they met you, the people who are looking at what are you going to do on an issue, and the ability to figure out the difference between those three is a massive difference in how much time you spend versus how much time you spend and get results for it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I always felt it was a very good lesson in democracy on a very, very tiny little scale.
I agree. It's interesting to hear that that's your experience with the HOA. Actually, I'm assuming like with the board.
The board was not addressing a number of maintenance issues, so I thought to myself, well, I could sue them, in which case I'm basically suing myself. I could complain at the board meetings, like a number of residents do, and get absolutely nothing done, or I could run, get myself in there, and make them do the things that need to be done. I opted for the third one.
Right on, brother. Did you get elected?
I did.
Fuck yes. That's what I'm
Been
talking
the
about.
board president for
That's what
10
I'm talking
years.
about.
We have replaced every single roof in the development. We have repaved all the roads here. We are on better contracts with our waste management and water. We've undertaken a number of construction projects to modernize the place for increasing rainfall. As here in Southeast PA, our average rainfall per year has been jumping up and up and up. As you guys get less rainfall, we get more. And the result has been, combined with more and more construction in the area, is that there is more and more flooding. So that's a major thing we're dealing with.
I think the question we need to be asking here is, when are you running for Congress, Matt? Admin Matt? What's going on, man? When are you running for Congress?
This has been a harsh lesson in why I do not want to run for office. Keep in mind, my HOA is 132 homes. That's it. That is not a lot of people. In running my first time, I got death threats. I got things stuck to my car.
Are you serious?
I got a challenge to my legal residency as a United States citizen filed against me. This is
for an
HOA. This is for nothing. And I'm just like, this is what I can't imagine what's running for, like, local council would be or something. Like, miss me with that nonsense.
No, there's a term for that. It's called y'all white folks crazy, man.
That is what a number of my friends of color have said in hearing the stories about my local HOA and the insanity that has happened.
Y'all white folks crazy. You get death threats for HOA. Now, I mean, what are we talking about? That's what happens when you don't have enough threats in your life. You gotta go bungee jumping, you gotta go jumping out of planes. You try to climb mountains with no ropes and shit because you don't have enough actual threats in real life.
True story.
Who's giving you death threats for HOA out here, man?
I'm just saying, when I call up the local police for whatever thing, they just sigh. They're just like, oh, this guy again.
Oh my god,
me. All right. Yeah, what is it, Matt?
I need to I need a week with Matt. I need a week with Matt, man. I need a week with you, brother.
If you can make it, man.
I need to see how the other side lives out
If
this
you can make it.
What
So
city do you live in, Matt?
I am outside Philadelphia.
Okay, gotcha.
So we've had, especially in the last 5 years, I want to say it was particularly spicy. There was a couple of really unhinged neighbors, residents here. There was one guy who was convinced the guy who lived upstairs from him was hacking his television and changing the channels on him in the middle of the night. So he responded by cutting the cable box to the guy's house. And the two of them escalated from there. They got into a fight at the 7-Eleven, as one does. The one guy waited for the other with a baseball bat and went after him. So the other guy came back with a pipe and went after him. And it culminated in crazy guy who thought his TV was being hacked, pulling his car to block the other guy in, jumping out, macing the guy, and then dragging him out of his car and beating him with a pipe. All of this, by the way, the cops wanted nothing to do with. The cops were just like, nah, y'all sort this shit out. I ain't bother with this. Finally, it escalated to the point where the cops did have to intervene after there was a number of other people who ended up getting in the middle of this inadvertently. And the guy gets taken away. The crazy guy gets taken away, and he's in jail. And the guy's son basically takes out a hit on the mom of the guy he's feuding with. And the idiots he finds to come to do this. This is welcome to suburbia, man. It's out here.
Do you live like
they show up? They target the wrong person. They jump her. They're beating this old lady up. Her husband comes out. They're beating him. There's this big fight. They threaten to kill every single person on the street. Whoa. If anyone calls the cops, of course everybody called the cops. It's white suburbia. Everybody's called the cops.
Matt, come on, bro. You live in 1910 Sicily. That's what you're telling me. You live in the city in Sicily in 1910 is where you live. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's things that happen and maybe police get involved. Maybe police don't settle it. That's how these things happen.
Jesus. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you what. Mr. Larsen, sir, I will vote for you if you can promise to outlaw HOAs.
I would love to. I don't know if nationally we can do that. I've always hated HOAs. I am glad that I don't live in one, and that they're like an MLM scam. I swear to God. It's
been a very educational experience. Believe me.
Well, it feels like a scam until somebody jumps out his car with a can of mace and a pipe. All of a sudden, it's like, wait, maybe we need a stronger HOA.
Well, Matt, you know what
Go ahead.
You know what it sounds like to me, Matt, the way how you started off with that story is a mental health issue.
It absolutely
You know what I mean? 100%. If you think your neighbor is hacking you in that way, right? We do not take care of our own well enough that suffer from mental health. Yeah. This starts with veterans like ourselves, right? My mental health clinic here has been decimated. They have continuously asked my own provider to resign. I have letters I could show you guys. They continue to ask her to resign. They don't have enough people to see all of them. And I'm lucky because I'm a combat vet. So I get priority. But I'm not the only one that needs help, right? And they are so understaffed and overwhelmed that it needs to be our primary focus across the entire country, and not just with veterans. With veterans for sure, because when we do the things that we've done and we come back home and we think we're invincible and then all of a sudden lose it, it makes it even more dangerous. And we're willing to do stupid things that put many people in harm's way. And that includes the police. Whether you like the police or not, they do a lot of things that I do not envy. Having been in the infantry, I know that I should never be in the police force because of the things that I did during, my patrols. It was on that borderline where you're supposed to be like police, but it's not. You're at war, and you can't translate that into the police force. Yet many of us who are in that position end up going to that because that is what they find translatable. It's what they can do, and then we find ourselves with, George Floyd incidents or Trayvon Martin instances, stuff like that, right? Where kid was shot for having a plastic gun in Walmart, had his future ahead of him. It's shit like that just blows my mind. We do not treat mental health well enough here. We demonize it, and then we shit on people for admitting it and wanting to talk about it.
Yeah.
There's also
with my wife tonight over tacos, emotional support.
All I heard was emotional support tacos, and I'm
all for the emotional support tacos. But there's also another side to that too, which is the accountability. Because the minute that guy shoots a 10-year-old with a plastic gun, he can go right on to some other site and make $1 million off of fundraising and crowd raising, and a bunch of right wingers on Twitter. The second that it happens, will say, "We love him, free him, make him the fucking senator. Let's make him senator." And then, I want to make that distinction that there's a difference between the school shooter and the police officer or the dumb broad who goes in a park somewhere and calls a little kid the N-word, and gets $1 million for it. Like there's an incentive structure to shoot and kill and harm and be disgusting to people of color, and they've now the fact that Trump has been rewarded for January 6th is the result of that. So those are two different things. I want to make sure that people are watching understand that those are two different things we're talking about there. That shit is ingrained in this country and has been festered and fomented and fanned and put a little extra cumin and cinnamon on that bitch, right? Since 1980 something, since Fox came around. Yeah, that's a whole different monster there. But I just wanted to say that. Nothing really to respond to there, unless you want to.
We definitely need to be changing how we allow our FCC controlled news stations say what they do. There's the old fairness doctrine that used to exist. There are some bills, I don't remember the exact name on them, but held them accountable for not telling the truth, and in devastating ways, right? Like we need to move back to something like that. We need to do something about social media and the disinformation and misinformation that comes from that, because it doesn't help anything. Too many people get their information from, let's just say, Facebook in general, right? And they removed their protections to try and ensure that whatever was being said was actually true, right? That got removed when Trump came back into office, and they started working
only
with
for
them.
right-wing pages. If you're a left-wing page, you will definitely get the ban. We get it all the time, and it's usually me. I'm usually the reason why.
Usually,
yeah, it's your fault. Accountability is key. Accountability is key. Yep.
Accountability is key.
And then weirdly, if
Absolutely.
it's not him, it'll be like Jen.
So we're gonna need to wrap this up. We've been going for about an hour and a half, and it's about time to circle it up. Before I do, I want to thank Admin Jen, Admin Matt, Admin Doug, and our guest Jonny Larsen for giving us their time. Also, the people that tuned in this month. Almost every day. If you look on all of our static socials, there's a calendar that was been posted today. On Facebook, it's pinned. I think on Blue Sky, it's also pinned. It literally lists all of the streams. I'm not doing any streams on Saturdays or Sundays unless I can talk Matt and Doc and the other guy who I don't even remember this code name that he used. It's not his real name. Santana? Yeah. Into a Second Amendment Saturday or Sunday. Anyway,
Second
so
and
like
eighth.
almost
Oh, I like that.
almost every Monday through Friday, we're gonna have a live stream with political candidates trying to get set up before the primary. So tune in at 7 p.m. on pretty much any day, and you will catch candidates that we have vetted and curated for you. We've got candidates from Tennessee, a lot of candidates from Virginia this month, and then Wisconsin gubernatorial candidate Francesca Hong, Alabama lieutenant governor candidate Phil Ensler, who is definitely committed to ending Confederate Memorial Day there. That was the conversation that we had. So I want to have that conversation. So y'all be sure to tune in. If you're a candidate and you're watching and you want to know how to get on the live stream, there's like maybe 1 or 2 days left for July. Sorry, I can't do any more than that. But you send an email to Janet at sonsoflibertyofficial@proton.me and ask to get on the schedule, and we'll get you set up. That's going to be our time for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. That's it.
Well, Raw, thank you for having me. Appreciate you guys.
Woo! Woo!
And
I'm out of here.